So cells can contain different types of values. For instance, you could have a number, you could have a piece of text, or you could have something like a date. And these are different types of values, and you can set cell formatting to handle these values however you want. So I'm going to, in the Format sidebar, go to Cell, and if I select something like this number here, I could see the default format is automatic. It's going to guess what I want. So I just typed 42 in there and it just said, okay, I'll treat that as a plain number. But I could actually treat it as something different. So if I force it to be plain number, that's what it would look like. I could do something like set the number of decimals. So instead of automatic, I could say I always want there to be 2 decimal places. Or I could say I wanted there to be a thousand separator if there was more than 3 digits. I could change to currency, and now I get something with a dollar sign since that's the default currency here, but I could switch to a different one and how many decimals to use and all of that. I could say I want it to be percentage or represented as a fraction, or set it up to be something very specific, because you could go to custom format and do a lot of different things. For dates, you could go in and select date and time. In this case, automatic recognizes that it looks like a date, but you could say specifically I want it to be date and time, and then I could select from a variety of different formats. Or I could set up my own format using create custom format. There's a whole bunch of options in here. Most cases will be covered by just choosing one of these. Now there's some specialty types of cell formats. So I can go and select this cell and say I want it to use a checkbox. And this will give me a little checkbox that I can check or not check. I could change it to a star rating. So instead of just on or off, I now have some stars. I could change to a slider, and with a slider I can select a value and I could set it to the minimum, maximum, so 0 to 5 in increments of 1. I can go to a stepper, which is kind of the same thing, just without a sliding element, just some arrows. And I could do a pop-up menu as well. And with a pop-up menu I can actually enter in various pieces of text or numbers and use those. So for instance, I can say choose from 3 different products. Get rid of that one, and now the pop-up here will actually prompt me for each. And when you set a format like this, anytime you copy and paste, so I will copy here and I will select a range using shift click and paste it in. Now each of these has the same format, so I could easily go and change these. And if you select the entire row there, or column rather, I can paste it in. I don't want it there in the header, but the entire column there is using that format. And any new row I add is going to automatically use the one that the rest of the cells in that column are using, unless I go and delete it. So the pop-up menu format is very useful for that. And you have a few other different ones here as well as the custom format that allows you to do a bunch of different things with numbers, with dates and times, or even with text. And you could also just basically change the style of the font there. So for instance, this piece of text here is just a normal piece of text, but under format text I can style it like I could in a word processor. I make it bold, I could change its style, I can change its font, I could make it a larger size, I can change its color, do all sorts of things like that was a piece of text in a word processor.